Welcome back to volume 2 of my new cello method. In volume 1, the left hand stood still like a rock, always at the same place, all fingers in the same spot, just on different strings. Now this is going to change. Firstly, the hand can stretch further, particularly the first finger can reach quite a large distance back. And then of course the whole hand can shift up and down. And both stretching and shifting are the contents of volume 2. We start with stretching, which is called extension. And the extensions are only safe and easy between the first and second finger. All fingers need to remain in tune when we extend. If we would stretch between all fingers, even if the outer fingers would be in tune, the ones in the middle would sound awful. In order that all fingers can play in tune, the rule is that all players can extend sufficiently between 1 and 2. And this works even for players who have a small hand. So you can hear this in tune. I start here in number 51 with the easy extension, which is fingers 2, 3 and 4 stay where they always have been, and only the one stretches back to between its old position and the end of the string or the nut. So just in between. On the A string, this note is called a B flat, and it's indicated with a B, and as one student taught me, the B means for her back, stretch back. So the B natural turns into a B flat by stretching back. So on the D string, this note is called E flat, with an E written as the note E followed by a lowercase b. And all flats are indicated with a lowercase b. As always, in the text below the video are the times of contents. And I recommend, when playing with the video, to use an earphone, but leave one ear free, so one ear can hear the recording, the other your own play. And I go now to number 51A. Line 1 and 3 are the same. On both strings, the first finger is extended back. The indication for flats, like with sharps, is given at the beginning of the piece and usually at the beginning of each line. I wrote in the first bar measure the flats in brackets in, where the new flat occurs, just to remind because it's new. But the two flats, B flat and E flat, need to be played during the whole exercise, and the indication is given at the beginning. I found by teaching the flats that the problem finger is not the extended one, but the fourth finger. Best pay special attention to the fourth finger, keeping in mind how it sounded as the first note in each line. It has to sound exactly the same when it occurs as the first note in each third bar of the line and as the last note of each line. I count in 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now to number 51, Dona Dona. Dona Dona is a traditional Yiddish song, and we sang it as children in Germany. Yiddish was the language of European Jews with a strong similarity of Old South German. When I was on a concert tour in the Philippines, we were sitting in a bus and suddenly the bus driver started whistling Dona Dona. He spoke only Tagalog, the Filipino language none of us understood. So I whistled an accompaniment and we had a good time whistling and smiling and not being able to talk to each other. In Dona Dona we have only one flat, the one on the A string. Like with sharps, there's a definite order of flats. The first is always the B flat, and the second is always the E flat. The easiest way to keep the order of flats in mind is, for one flat we only extend on the A string, with two flats on A and D, with three flats on A, D and G, and with four flats on A, D, G and C, on all four strings. As for the notes, we just go from string to string, from A to C, and name the notes of the first fingers, which is B flat, E flat, A flat and D flat. And now to the song. Best is counting 4 beats through the whole piece until we know the rhythm, and particularly the last bar of each line, so they all have 4 beats. Each line starts with a down bow. The extension between 1 and 2 is indicated with an X, like extension. Now I count 4 beats in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I forgot to mention, in the first bars of line 3 and 4, I leave the fourth finger of the first note down when I go with the second finger up the string. That makes sure that the hand doesn't shift up or down during the move. Number 51B, on top of the next page, is an exercise exactly for that. Although in the exercise we go first from the top to the bottom string. I show here. In the first 2 bars, the second finger stays on the A string and the 4 wanders down, like. In the next 2 bars, the 4 stays on C and the 2 wanders up, and the last bar is as it occurs in the song. So the whole exercise goes like this. It might be that you need to lift the finger here a little bit just to relieve it of the C string, but still touch it so you don't touch the next string. So lift it a tiny little bit. And now to the accompaniment, to Dona Dona. It's all pizzicato and quite easy. Although again, it requires in some sections to leave the old finger down. And in line 5, the first finger needs to rest flat on the string, not on the tip, like usually, and has to cover 3 strings from A to G, like that. And on the A string, the third finger has to play, but the 1 lies flat underneath. So the same bar comes as the second last bar of the piece. In this bar, listen to the melody to fit in with slowing down of the melody, the ritardando. And now hear the accompaniment, and I count again 4 beats in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And unless you want to watch this video again, see you again for next lesson. Goodbye for now.